Now, if we go on to the next verse, now the next verse, I've not even written down. The next verse is right here. I've not even written it down. Like, I've not even like fully itself. So I'm actually gonna go through this one with you guys here. And this is another one that's just been ringing in my head, in it. Is Matthew 14:27. Matthew 14:27. So I'm actually technically it's not actually Matthew 14:27. The actual one is Matthew 14. It's actually 14:31. Is Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying to him, "Oh, you little faith, why did you doubt?" Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that, you know what I'm saying. But I thought to myself, hold on, let me go up a little bit and actually give a full explanation in terms of what it means to me and what I feel like it's saying in it. So obviously it says, so I'm gonna start from 14:27. 14:27 basically says, where is it? It says, but immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take heart, it is I, don't be afraid." And Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. But when he saw a gust of wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying to him, "Oh you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." Now we're actually gonna jot through this one right here. I'm actually gonna write this one down. So obviously, but Jesus immediately said, okay, listen, I'm not gonna write out the whole thing in it, so I'm just gonna write out, like, you know, I'm just gonna say like the message behind it, what I feel like the message behind it is, to be honest. So I'm just gonna do this, there, boom. So as it says here, right? But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take heart, it is I, don't be afraid." So Jesus is saying to them, now obviously they're out in the boat, winds are going crazy, storms going crazy, whatever it may be, right? And yeah, it literally says, but the boat by this time was a long way out from the land, beaten by waves and the wind was against them. So you gotta understand, it's going crazy. They're basically like in a storm, basically, on that little boat. So you gotta think to yourself, and then you see a figure in front of you. Of course, immediately you're going to be afraid. You're going to be afraid of, you know, ghosts, whatever it is, which is, again, human nature is calm. But obviously that person was Jesus, and Jesus goes on to say, "Take heart, it is I. It is I am. I am. What did God say to Moses to say to the Pharisees? Say that I am sent you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Take heart. It is I. Don't be afraid." So they're like, wait. So Peter goes and says, wait, I know that bar. If it's really you, command me to come out on that water. Do you get what I'm saying? Then Jesus says, yeah, come on. He says, come. Right? So Peter walks out on the water. Now you have to understand, right? The reason Peter was able to walk on that water was because he believed he was able to walk. He believed that was actually Jesus, and he was able to walk on that water. That's what I think. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think it was a case of Jesus letting him walk on water. Of course, yes, but I'm saying as in, I feel like one of the reasons was because he had some type of faith in him to be able to walk on water. Do you get what I'm saying, innit? Allow his faith to let him walk on water. Right? But this is where the main message is, isn't it? This is where the main message is. It says here, right? This is where the main message is, and this is where it like kind of hits a lot of people hard, in it, where it's like their walk with Jesus. It says here, so Peter got out of the boat and he started to walk on water. and came to Jesus. But when he saw, look here, when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, Lord, save me. Let me read the message again. It said, so Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and beginning to sink. You have to understand what I believe this is saying, right? Is when Peter got out on the boat, guess where he was going? He was eyes focused on Jesus, walking straight to him on water, eyes focused on Jesus. He was eyes focused on Jesus, and he was walking on water. But immediately, the minute he took his eyes off Jesus, because it says when he saw the wind, I mean, you can't really see wind. It was mainly one of those ways. It was like a, do you get what I'm saying in it? You know, when you can't see the wind, but you can kind of feel a huge gust of wind coming towards you, so you can kind of like, so it says here when he saw the wind, so technically you can't see, but from what you can kind of interpret is that he looked away from Jesus. He done this, and guess what he decided? He done this, right? And he got scared. It says here, and he got scared. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He basically got scared. He says it. He saw the wind and he was afraid. When he took his eyes off Jesus and got scared by what was coming towards him, he ended up falling. He ended up starting to sink. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, it's one of those where, Jesus goes on to save him and take him out, and he says, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" So it's basically to say, when the wind was coming, Peter got scared that Jesus wasn't going to do anything. Peter got scared. Peter started to doubt that he thought the wind was going to, do you get what I'm saying? The minute you take your eyes off Jesus, you start to doubt yourself. Self-doubt starts to come through. The enemy is able to creep thoughts in. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You start to lose focus on Jesus. You feel me? You start to lose focus on Jesus. The minute you take your eyes off him, everything starts to perish and you start to fall. But then it's like, brother, Jesus was like, bro, I've just let you walk on water. But yet a little wind, you got afraid because of a little wind. I've just let you walk on water. But the minute a little bit of wind came through, you decided to be afraid. Why? Why'd you doubt me for? Why'd you doubt me for? That's literally what it's saying. Let me tell you something. It literally says, oh, you little, it said, Peter walked on the water, he saw a wind, he got afraid, and he started to sink and started screaming, Lord, save me. Lord saved him and said, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? Brother, he said, yo, I've just commanded you to walk on water with me. Why is it you was afraid and you started to, the minute that a bit of wind came through, you started to be scared. You started to doubt. You started to get scared. I've just let you walk on water. Do you get what I'm saying? And now it's one of those where it's like, in this day and age where it's like, brother, you're on a walk with Jesus. You take the minute one thing comes into your life, one bad thing comes into your life, you start being scared. You start to doubt yourself. You start to have doubts. Brother, you start to have doubts in Jesus. The minute one bad thing happens in your life, you start to have, the minute something that makes you afraid, you start to doubt Jesus. Why are you doubting him? Do you have that little faith in him that he can change you? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Oh, you of little faith. I've literally let you walk on water, and yet it's basically, I've let you walk on water, and yet you still have little faith in me. Brother, mind games. Mind games. He said, brother, I've let you walk on water, but yet you still have little faith in me. The minute something from the outside, the minute you took your eyes off me, you got scared. Why? Why are you getting scared for? I've let you walk on water. Why are you getting scared for, bro? See, if that was me, yo, brother. If that was me, I'm saying to Peter, brother, I've let you walk on water. Why are you getting scared for, bro? You've just told me, like, yo, if it's really you, command me to walk out the water. I said, come. But on your journey when you're on your journey walking towards me, you take your eyes off me. Now the minute something goes crazy, you take your eyes off me, and now you're scared. Why? I've just let you walk on water, bro. What are you doing? See, Jesus is a better man than me. I genuinely would have been like, brother, you've just told me, yo, if it's really you, command me to walk on that water to you. I said, bet, come. On your journey towards me, as you're walking towards me, the minute one little wind comes through, you get scared, thinking that, yeah, GG's. You take your eyes off me, and now you start getting scared. Brother, I've just made you walk on water. What are you doing? Oh, you of little faith. Why did you ever doubt me, bro? It's basically on our journey to, there's moments we're gonna have doubt, and we're gonna be afraid because of the journey we're going through, because the Lord is gonna break us down. Gee, I'm saying we're gonna go through certain things, and pretty much it's like, there's gonna be moments of doubt. There's gonna be moments of us being afraid and being scared. That when we take our eyes off Jesus, we are gonna be afraid. We are gonna start having self-doubt. The enemy is gonna creep in and start to do things to us that, do you get what I'm trying to say? That's gonna make us afraid and of our life, of our future, and do you get what I'm trying to say in it? But it's because we took our eyes off Jesus. That's the minute we start to sink. We start to sink into that dark hole because we've taken our eyes off Jesus. But we shouldn't, even if we do take our eyes off Jesus, we shouldn't doubt. We shouldn't be afraid. Because he's gonna save us. But we shouldn't be taking our eyes off Jesus. We shouldn't be, even if whatever noise is happening that's going on, still keep your eyes on him. Do you get what I'm saying? You're walking through a storm right now, but keep your eyes on him. If you see it, if you feel a gust of wind coming, no. Still keep your eyes on him, because he is going to keep you afloat. He's going to protect you. That's why. Because you have to understand, you can't see the wind, you can feel it. So the wind is going to make me fall. No, it's not going to make you fall. If you keep your eyes on him, you're not going to sink. That's why Jesus is like, brother, I just made you walk on water. But yet, when a small little gust of wind comes through, you decide to take your eyes off me, and then you get scared thinking that you're going to fall in. Why'd you doubt me? Mind games in its finest, bro. Mind games at its finest, man. That mind games at its finest. But hey, listen, to me, that's what Matthew 14:27. Well, from like when Jesus walks on, that's what it's basically saying to me. Like in itself, listen, just don't, whatever storm you are in, do not take your eyes off Jesus. Don't take whatever is going on around you, behind you, do not take your eyes off Jesus. Don't do it. He's gonna save you regardless, but just don't do it, because it just shows how much faith you have in him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's literally said to Peter, oh you have little faith. Peter had little faith in him. He had little faith that Jesus was not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Just don't take your eyes off him. And I'm telling you, bro, just don't take your eyes off him. That's literally it, to be honest.